it's
4:15.
supposed to storm all day.
And I have a blue morph suit, so we're going.
Supposed to storm till about 7
Okay.
p.m.
You're the Blue Ranger?
I want to be
Is
the
that
Pink
what I'm
Ranger.
hearing?
I
Okay.
figured blue was the way to go. And Carl
Yeah.
will.
That's
Oh,
It's
a good
fantastic.
yeah.
decision.
You should put like a smiley face on it.
Yes.
Or you should wear a mask while in
I
the
don't
suit.
really have a blue morph suit, but if I did,
That's really sad.
We just got really excited about
His
this
hopes
morph
were
suit.
so high.
Welcome to
Okay.
Staff Chat.
okay. I'll be ordering a blue morph suit before the next
Yeah.
cross country.
I want to get a green one because then we can do some really cool
Green
like
screen.
chroma key stuff. You can like hold someone up and make them look like they're floating.
Not it.
Who's gonna hold somebody up?
I don't know. All right, pick a question.
I voted Cameron. Cameron should be
We-
holding somebody.
Cameron
Yeah,
is gone,
No,
so
he's
we
the one
have
being held.
Alex here
Uh-huh.
today with us.
Which is better?
Bowls.
Bolts.
I hope you attack her just as much as it's the seat.
Everything.
It's not. It's
yeah,
not Cameron. it's
I've
the seat.
noticed that she doesn't talk as much as Cameron when she's on here, so there's not as much ammunition. What was that?
Wisdom.
That was I do that on purpose.
Okay, that was weird.
Wisdom,
I
yes.
I started last time, and apparently neither of these two can start. So
It's gotta be the
it's
flex.
got to
Well,
be.
I mean,
you.
that's exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Those are
You
the
guys yelled at
rules,
me.
man.
So,
So welcome. I'm glad you're here. This will be interesting.
it's a big question.
This has to come from your wife. It's not signed
if
from
it's
Gabby.
bullet
Yeah,
pointed,
isn't it?
then it's not.
Oh.
Whoever wrote this, if you were a bagel, what type of bagel would you be? That had to come from Gabby.
No, this would be on the hundreds of random questions that I pulled.
A bagel. Also, how do you say it?
Bagel.
Bagel.
Bagel boogle.
Lies. Nobody says bagel.
Do you know,
Bagaggle.
I hate when people say bagel.
I
Bagel.
say
If you ever had a
bagel.
bagel.
Like,
Bajay.
Maybe if it's
Have you ever
like
had a bajay?
maybe it's a
Sounds
bagel
like bidet.
a bagel of bagel. Like, you know,
bagel?
yeah,
Like
like
a
a murder of
gaggle of
crows.
geese?
Yeah.
A bagel of bagel.
A bagel of bagel.
Do you want like 2 bagels or do you want a bagel?
I feel a new
what do
shirt
you call
coming
a group
on.
of bagels? A bagel.
Bagel of bagels. But it's spelled the same.
Yes.
You gotta
Yes.
say it. You gotta specify. It's spelled the exact same way.
Any accent
But it's a
marks?
bagel. No,
Ooh,
Alright.
accent mark.
just bagel of bagel.
A bagel of bagels.
I mean, I guess we could put an accent mark. Bagel.
Bagel.
What would that be? Like a line, right? Long A.
Alex.
Yes, it.
Correct. Correct.
Gabby
Okay,
and
she's
or
a sheep now.
Kathy Rodas correct us.
Speaking.
This came from
Oh.
Gabby. It had to. You
See,
guys-
I have questions coming in.
Or it could be
via
bagul,
text.
and we could put like an
So-
umlaut.
Question stream with Eric Cooper.
Yeah. So I'm gonna write them down
A
and put them in the
bagul
bowl.
of bagels.
So, who are our bagel connoisseurs here? I don't know what my choices are.
Have you ever been to Breadco?
I would
St.
say.
Louis?
St. Louis Bread Company. Yep, I have. Yep.
Let's see. Let's do like
There's
top
I know
10.
there's a bagel, and there's an onion
Bagel.
bagel, and then
Yeah, there's
there's
an
an
onion
everything bagel.
Everything. Ooh, and the
What's on the everything?
Asiago bagel.
What?
top 10 bagels.
Have you never had an Asiago bagel?
No, I've had a bagel with cream cheese, strawberry cream cheese to be exact. It's yummy.
We need to go right now. Can we stop filming?
These are just telling me what the best bagel shops are. I want the top 10 bagels.
Bagel.
I don't fully understand how there are bagel shops.
I found top 10 bagel toppings. Cream cheese is probably the #1 bagel schmear.
schmear.
I hate that word.
Can I get a schmear of cream cheese on my
Aiden
bagel?
Fleischer, yeah.
Fletcher.
You know what schmear is Jewish for? Smear. You got to watch this Hot Ones video to see that. It was brilliant. That was on like 9 or 10. He was
Yeah.
like really hurting. So
Okay, all
word
23
schmear
bagel
came
flavors that matter ranked worst to best.
We'll just start at the bottom.
Salt.
Salt bagel? Gross.
Okay, we're going to go to the bottom. We're going to do
isn't
the
that-
top 10.
Isn't that a town on the East Coast?
All right, you got the
Salt
everything.
bagel.
You got the
Salt
everything bagel.
Is number 1.
Yes, and then you have plain, just normal bagel.
Is number 2?
Yep, and
Yeah,
then
I
you
have
have
normal plain.
sesame bagel.
Okay.
Then you have egg everything.
That's nasty. Continue.
I guess it's just maybe I don't really understand that. Garlic.
Eric.
Yeah, that'd definitely be Eric. Onion. Whole wheat
You guys-
everything bagel.
You guys are going to hate my answer and why.
Bialy.
That's not real. You made that up.
It's a different shape than other bagels with a dent in the middle as opposed to a hole, filled with onions, garlic, poppy seeds.
See, that's not a bagel. That's something
That's like
completely
a
different.
pastry.
Oh, cinnamon raisin.
Oh, that's
my
a good
favorite.
choice right there. I like
French
that.
toast.
Oh, the French toast bagels from Breadco.
Poppy seed.
Okay, but I've got to say, it's not which bagel do you like. Which
I
bagel
know.
are
No.
you?
Cheddar cheese, jalapeno, rainbow bagel.
Are you the rainbow bagel?
She's totally the rainbow bagel. A whole wheat,
Do we choose for
pumpernickel bagel,
Ooh. I would
chocolate
do
chip,
It-
blueberry.
I mean, would you just have to be an eclectic person
Marble
to be a
rye.
pumpernickel bagel? Like
Yeah.
you're just
I'm messing
eclectic.
this up as I'm listening to him, like writing just like
oat
random words.
bran,
that. Pumpernickel shoe.
If the
spinach, and salt.
Spinach, nasty.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm a plain bagel.
What is
because
your reasoning?
Boring.
That's my reasoning. I'm just boring.
I think I'm a cinnamon raisin. Like I'm an acquired taste.
Everybody loves cinnamon.
That
raisins.
is not true. There's a lot of people that do not like raisins.
You sounded so much like Ethan when you said that.
Very
I'm-
much like Ethan.
I'm just saying they're like, because oatmeal raisin is one of my favorite cookies. Most people do not like those.
I don't like oatmeal raisin cookies, but like cinnamon raisin
I
is
don't
different. Like cinnamon raisin bread.
I don't think I've had
Yummy.
anything cinnamon raisin flavored.
Or it'd be in everything. Because I have a lot of interests and
Yeah.
they don't align.
I'm sticking with plain. I'm a plain bagel. What makes me unique is the toppings.
I don't know if that's like
Don't even say it. Just
philosophical or deep, or if it's just
I don't
You know, I
everything
just-
about it's weird. This whole question is weird. That's why we know it came from Gabby.
Oh my god.
Do you have an
I'm
answer?
sorry. I don't mean
I'm
weird.
gonna-
I mean great. The question is
gonna-
great.
cut my mind off right now. What's your bagel?
what's your bagel?
T-shirt.
The new chocolate. No, I like
What's
the
your
bagel
bagel
of
of
bagels. Yeah,
Bagel
and
of
just have a
bagels.
whole bunch
Then
of
we have
bagels.
a bag of bagels.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take my keys and throw them out here. Sorry.
Ooh, a
Sorry,
bag
that was
a bag
bugging
of
me.
a bagel of bagels.
Bag. No. I'm gonna be cinnamon swirl because that's Teresa's favorite. No, I'm gonna.
Oh,
I would say yeah. I knew you'd hate
You
that
went
answer.
there.
So
I'm gonna message her really quick.
I'd be yeah. She's if she could digitally smack me right now, she would.
Saturday's coming.
Yeah, I know.
She's
So,
our biggest
Just don't
fan.
sit next to her and win.
I run out of the room at this one. It's a bagel question.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think I'd be a plain one too. I prefer the plain ones, and the toppings are the things that make that good. But I don't go after any sort of strange flavor when it comes to bagels. I just there are different levels of plain bagel. So let's say I'll be a top tier plain bagel.
He's the
I would be a
best
top
plain
tier.
bagel.
Yes,
I'm just
the
like middle
best
of the line plain bagel.
plain
Like the
bagel
kind that
in
you
the
buy at like Schnucks.
Yeah, Walmart. I'm Walmart's plain bagel. I'm not Redco's plain bagel.
You're like Great Value bagel.
Yes, Walmart brand.
But you're not the because there's the Walmart brand, but then there's like another tier
Yeah,
that
I'm
you're
not
like,
that one.
please don't eat that.
Not what I thought.
street bagel.
We would be talking about today.
What did you
Okay.
choose? What
I'm
what
gonna
bagel are you?
choose.
Oh my god! I just thought of something. Go ahead.
I'm gonna choose the tiny ones. You know what I mean? The little miniature bagels.
Like pizza bagels?
Like bagel bites?
No.
Oh,
okay,
yes,
No.
bagel
Well,
bites.
Oh,
why
you
would
would be
I
a
pick
bagel bite.
I'm changing my answer.
Bagel of bagel
you can change
bites.
your
It is a
answer.
bagel. It is a type of bagel.
Okay, so there's like the normal size bagels,
I've never had a tiny bagel.
and then there's the tiny ones.
Never seen
I
a
think
tiny
you're
bagel
thinking
in my life.
of
Donuts?
bagel that's cut in half.
Okay,
Donuts.
switch me seats so that I'm not attacked. Anyway,
I've never.
How do you too?
no, there
That's
are mini
fantastic.
bagels. Somebody back me up on this. But so I
We're
think.
Googling it right now,
Thank
and you're
you.
about to be proven wrong.
Oh,
you go.
okay.
Mini bagels are only a thing for bagel bites.
They exist by Thomas,
Ha.
What?
but I don't. But
No, they're bagel bites.
it's literally
oh, they're literally called mini bagels.
it's literally
Thank you.
bagel bites.
They're bagel bites.
Oh yeah, it's probably what bagel, but whatever.
But
the reason. The
From
reason why
makers of
I'm
mini
choosing
muffins.
mini bagels is because I'm better in small doses.
I'd agree with that.
I
Moving on.
know.
Jeez. Moving on. Oh my goodness.
See, nobody disagreed with me.
No, we're not going down
This
that
is
road.
from Nate Brown.
Ooh.
I
Who-
love how he's
okay.
still giving us questions all the way from Beaver Falls.
Who wins? Doc Brown from Back to the Future
Mm-hmm.
or Professor Brainerd from Flubber?
Doc Brown
Doc
every
Brown.
time.
Yeah.
I mean,
He stole
Yeah.
plutonium from
Iranian
Yeah,
terrorists.
Iranian terrorists. So,
Slash
I mean,
has time travel.
yeah.
So he could just go back and repeat the fight if he fails. You know?
Well, no,
Yeah.
if he fails, he's dead and he can't go back.
No, it doesn't mean he's gonna die.
Somebody else has to go back and.
We have to go back.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Nobody would choose Flubber.
No.
I mean, it was a funny movie,
Yeah,
but
it's
all he
good.
caused was chaos.
I mean, that you
Yeah.
could argue that the flubber is going to take over because you can't control it, but I don't know. Doc Brown would just go back in time, and then
Nate, try harder next time.
Great Scott.
ooh,
We're just moving on.
if he's still watching, he's not watching.
He's watching.
That's another throwback. That's from his Hot Ones.
Ah, I'm so excited.
Oh no, it's a handwritten one.
Well, I'm excited because I
might be a
mentioned
new one.
earlier that I was scared for this question, and of course I would get this question.
We rigged that.
Weston.
It's from Weston Cooper.
Nice.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen?
So this is funny because
I feel
the
like
thing I thought of during the bagel
context in the
thing.
question.
So my friend in college, Eric Woollich, which it's spelled Erich Woollich, he used to come into the room and say, "Who wants a hairy bagel?" And he'd put his hands like this over his belly button. Like that. So that was one of the weirdest things.
The whole thing
I've
is
seen
weird.
a lot of weird things.
Could you give us like a play-by-play reenactment of that?
No,
No.
No.
absolutely not.
Off camera.
Yeah. A lot of my weird stuff does come from college and from a certain friend of mine named Jim Brockman. There was one time we filmed. He had this theory. He said it was the conservation momentum type thing, where you put him at one end of the football field and my friend Bernie Mosley at the other side, and they would both run at each other, no pads. And then so Jim weighed like 160. Bernie was upwards like a little over 300 pounds at the time. So he was saying that he would run right through him because his momentum would be greater. And so we filmed this whole thing. Yeah. And people were actually taking bets on this.
Physics.
Yeah. So people were taking bets on this, and they were like, "Oh no, Bernie." And I'm like, I've seen Jim run into a brick wall full speed for no reason. It's Jim every time. And sure enough, Bernie slowed up towards the hit, and Jim just kept going and knocked him over.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why women live longer.
Yeah.
But
pretty much.
men have more fun.
Don't touch that.
Oh, that was weird.
So those were a lot of. It has to be in person too.
The weirdest
We
thing
should-
that I've seen was what Adam just did to Alex.
Yeah. I've seen too much.
I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of weird things. I don't know what I can tell.
I feel like
Yeah, there's some. I was filtering through some of the more tame things.
I mean, one of the craziest things that happened at Blackburn when I was in college was I lived in Graham, and we had these windows on the side. They were fully open, and like if it was cooler outside, we'd leave them open. Then it'd kind of cool the hallway down. Well, one morning we all wake up and you hear the sound of something happening in the hallway. You open the door and a bird is flying like through the hallway, and then it like smacked the window like really hard, fell over, and Steve, which was the RA at the time, one of my friends, he like picked it up and he's like, "Oh, we'll just put it outside. It's just asleep." It didn't move. It was gone. But like waking up to that, and then the other thing that happened, which is another bird story, was we were playing video games late at night on our PCs. My roommate Brian, his PC was right by the window, and this bird comes full force in the window like while he's playing, and just and he like jumped from his chair.
Oh my gosh.
Because like it sounded like it was going to come through. But I have plenty of other stories, but I probably can't tell most of them.
We used
From
to have
like
birds
youth
hit
camp
my-
when I was a kid.
Yeah. We used to have birds hit my stepdad's windows all the time. It was a big A-frame house, and most of that wall was like different windows, and it was out in the country. So, man, birds used to just die all the time, like smacking into that thing. So I feel his pain.
What about you? You think of anything?
I think the weirdest thing that I can think of is actually a conversation that I had with a homeschool girl once.
You gonna tell us about it?
I am. But parents, if your kids are in the room and you have not talked to them about reproduction health, pause
video.
this and ask them to leave the room.
Oh my god, nervous.
So this particular girl was ninth grade, maybe about that age. She should know a little bit about how babies are brought into this world. So we're in the Philippines on a mission trip, and typhoon is coming to, it's like pouring down rain and streets are flooding like there's a typhoon. And there's an individual who is out in the slums where we were doing ministry who had tuberculosis and had to have medicine every day and had to have food every day to be able to take the medicine. But with the typhoon coming in, he wasn't able to have a food source. So we were sent out to the slums to get him and bring him back to the orphanage so we can make sure he ate every day during the typhoon and make sure he took his medicine so he didn't die of TB. While we were there picking him up, his 9-month pregnant wife was following us out, and we felt horrible. And we were like, we're not leaving your 9-month pregnant wife in the slums where she has no food during the typhoon, so we're going to bring her back as well. So we brought both of them back to the orphanage. And then we were brought them back. And then at dinner, we're all together. And we're kind of recapping, this is what happened today. We brought this pregnant woman back. And the girl asked the question, how far dilated was she or something along those lines. This girl was one of 6 children too. So, and she was the oldest. So she's kind of been through her mom being pregnant and knows all that stuff. One of the guys who was with us was a Navy PA, a physician's assistant. And he jokingly, oh yeah, we were there on the side of the street and just got right in there. He sticks his leg up on the table, kind of spreads his legs out, and he goes, we got right up in there and just examined her cervix to see how far it dilated. She was completely joking. And this girl, eyes huge, looks at him and goes, do babies have antennas? Because he said, we did this. And she thought, babies. And we could not compose, her mom was in the room. I just looked at her mom and I was like, you really need to talk to your daughter.
Do babies have antennas?
Do babies have antennas?
No.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. So.
Good story.
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that poor girl.
I feel like I've seen a lot of weird stuff.
Since being here.
Since being in this room right now. No. I say, okay. My sister was really mad at me. I can't remember how old I was. Middle school, maybe younger, probably. And she was, I don't know, probably eating some bagel bites. And I don't even know what the fight was about, but all of a sudden she threw the plate at me, the actual legit, not plastic plate at me, and I dodged it, and it just
you can dodge a wrench.
went straight into the wall and stuck there.
She
Threw
a
frisbeed it at my face, but I ducked, or I don't even know.
It was True Matrix style.
And all of
too.
a sudden I turn around and there's a plate just halfway into the wall, and I was like, Mom's gonna kill you.
And the plate didn't even break. That's awesome.
The plate did not break.
The wall broke.
But another time she got mad. It wasn't at me this time. But my sister, man, she was a violent kid. She
threw a knife.
She kicked the stove or the oven door, and it shattered. I don't even think she kicked it very hard, but it shattered. And
They're
so
not
then,
designed to be kicked at all. So
No.
yeah, but then the oven alarm started sounding, and it was gone. It
There's
went off the whole
alarm
time.
on the oven.
I don't know what it was, but like some high pitched.
Like your parents
Alarm.
put a tamper alarm on the oven in
I
case
don't know,
somebody
that's
tried
what
to bake.
That's what it. So it went off until my dad got home from work that night, and like I don't even know what he did to do it, but she was in
unplugged
so
it.
much trouble. Probably,
take
you're
care of
probably
this.
right.
When I
Probably
was in
unplugged
like
it.
the fourth grade, my sister got angry with me one day. We were watching TV or something, and I turned the channel to something I wanted to watch. And she picked up a baseball and threw it at me. And it hit me in the head and bounced off my head and hit my mom's clock on the top of the TV and just shattered the clock.
Whoops.
And I got grounded
Because it was your head.
because it was my fault.
Yeah.
Because I made my sister mad, and she threw a baseball at my head.
How dare you?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't even gonna make it to it.
Oh,
It
made
made
past it.
Past it.
Honorable mention of weirdest thing I've seen. We used to live out in the country between Gillespie and Litchfield, and Mom and I were driving back down our lane one day, and we see this animal go. There was a ditch over here, and then it was woods over there, so it was kind of like went back and forth, which we both thought was a nice sized dog, that of like a German Shepherd, all black. And then it turns this way, comes across the road, and leaps up into the air and over this wire fence that was there. And it had a very long tail. It was a panther
What?
in central Illinois, hanging around those parts. And apparently, that same year, my stepdad's dad was out in the bottoms over there, and there was a small deer that was dead. And it had like shred marks on its back, like hide and everything.
Interesting.
So yeah, it was like, that was pretty weird.
Yeah, down in Collinsville, people report all the time, like mountain lions or cougars and stuff, like in the woods and coming
That's
up into
crazy.
people's backyards. And on the one of the groups that I moderate down there, they post pictures of it.
Hmm.
No, thank you. It's a long one.
Oh gosh. How many slices of pizza are you capable of eating in one sitting? Thin crust and deep dish.
Like Chicago style deep dish, one.
hmm Like I can finish maybe 2 or 3 of those.
Sicilian.
2.5.
Yeah, like we're
Yeah,
talking
for
like
Reno's
Sicilian.
Sicilian. Yeah.
That's like 3. I can do 3 probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's pushing.
I could finish a whole pizza. I think if the question is, what am I willing to do?
Right.
Usually half, but I could probably finish a whole pizza.
And
I just
be
don't
really
want to feel
uncomfortable
miserable.
later, yeah.
So if I was answering this when I was about 15, or no, when I was about 13,
Yeah.
if we're talking about thin crust pizza man pizza, 15 slices,
Yeah.
then it comes back up.
Ew.
So,
Well, I remember like we used to go to a Chinese
Right
Right over
buffet
it.
that one of my friends in high school's parents owned, and like I'd eat 3 to 4 plates, and like now I get
Mhm.
1. Like it's like
Yeah.
way different.
yeah, it's different when you're
I don't eat pizza.
Gluten free
Getting older.
or keto pizza.
You should leave.
Kill him. I don't want to talk now.
Yeah, you say nothing. Say nothing the rest of the time.
putting down like a Jack's frozen pizza or something though.
Full
no
pizza.
problem.
Alex Reed.
No problem.
No. Generally, I'll eat 2 slices of pizza. If it's Emo's bacon pizza, I could eat the whole thing, but I would stop at half of an extra large.
Oh, emos.
Yeah, I usually eat 3 to 4 slices. Like that's my
But we always
that's my
like
typical.
Emo's does the party cut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is like the square.
Yeah.
squares.
Yeah.
So you have to like
Well, like
measure by
half,
percentages of the pizza.
But I mean,
Yeah.
but usually I'll eat 3 pieces, and then we usually get like matzo bars.
Oh,
and then I
yeah.
eat those, and
Yeah.
sometimes breadsticks.
Yeah, yeah.
I eat too much when we get pizza, but you know. It's
Yeah,
pizza.
as
It's
we've
pizza night.
established, pizza is my
It
number
seems to
one.
be, yeah. Yours, Cameron's, and yours. All of you.
Mhm.
Alex. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen right now.
What?
Me?
Alex.
Can we even see her? Am I covering her up?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Back there.
Well, my intern doesn't like bacon, so
So we should.
She's
cook
fired.
You don't
bacon?
like her either, right?
That's right. Yeah, we don't.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, a stipulation of interning or working across churches.
gonna
You
say.
must.
Does she
love
not?
meat.
Does she not like bacon?
She
or
doesn't enjoy meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like
Ex-intern.
I
feel like my-
I literally fired her yesterday.
I
Yeah.
feel like my
She's
daughter
not
is going to
coming
be
back
like that,
today.
though. Honestly,
You feel like what?
my daughter is going to be like that. She really doesn't eat meat.
Hannah
Yeah.
Hannah
Kennedy
tells me
doesn't
she
eat.
doesn't like bacon, but she says it just because she knows it makes me upset.
No.
Like she'll eat bacon. Like if we're having anything with bacon, she'll eat it, and
Mm.
she likes it. But then she's like, I don't like bacon. Like,
Well,
how dare
you're
you.
insane.
If she says
You're
she
just
doesn't like
trying
it, then
to
that means you
disappoint
don't
me.
feed it to her. So if it's
No,
exists, if it's
no,
there,
I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to raise a daughter who doesn't like bacon. Who
Right.
does that to their kids?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apparently,
the one that
my
wants to prove a
intern's mom.
point.
No, bacon is delicious.
Oh,
and
you don't
will
like
it.
bacon? All right, so I guess you don't get to eat it while it's here. I'll eat it.
More for me.
Like, oh, you don't like bacon? Here's 40 slices. Eat them
Yeah.
all.
You cannot leave the table until
That's
they're all
that's
gone.
her plan this whole time. If she tells me she doesn't like bacon, she
There you
gets
go.
all the bacon.
She wants you to continue to make bacon.
She's intelligent.
How the turntables
Crafty.
have
Have
turned.
Mhm. They sure have.
Rhonda Swanson.
BJ Vineyard would like to know what is the one shirt or clothing that you can't throw away. You just can't throw away. Any T-shirt that I own, I cannot. Man, and blue jeans, like broken in blue jeans. Like if they're new blue jeans that I just got and I mess them up, no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have a pair of broken in blue jeans that get a hole in them or get like bleach or something on them, like I cry, like actually cry. And I own like 400 T-shirts.
Yeah.
And I only wear
Same.
like the same 5.
Right.
But I can't get rid of any of them.
Yep.
I'm not bad about getting rid of shirts. I feel like I get rid of shirts all the time. But I have a 21 Pilot shirt that I bought when I first started listening to them that like is, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 years old now. And I don't really like the fit of it or anything, but like I just can't, it just stays in my closet.
I have like all these old track shirts and things from high school, some that I still have, but they are really comfortable shirts. They are from the cubby hole. But I would say it would come down to, and most of these things, there's some that I do throw out, but there's some that make it to these storage tubs down in the basement. One of which is the shirt that I was wearing the first night that I met Teresa. And it's a brown shirt, which I really don't wear brown that much. And it's got like orangish yellow thing. And it's like something with Texas.
Make that into a pillow.
It's completely just fully random, but I don't think I'll ever get rid of that shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It does not fit me anymore. It fit me when I was 160 pounds.
I didn't
So
know guys had feelings.
We don't. We just make this stuff
Yeah.
up.
Oh, okay.
Like
cool.
I have a blanket in my office that my mom made that's got all my old like high school theater shirts and things like that on it.
I've started setting aside a bunch of T-shirts to make into like a T-shirt quilt, but I can't bring myself to let them get cut up. So I have like bags of T-shirts that I love. I'm like, we'll make them into a T-shirt quilt when I'm ready.
You
Right.
gotta let go, man.
Yeah, I can't.
the one track shirt, like if I had to pick one track shirt to keep, and I don't think I ever worn it that much. It is in like storage. It was when we got the 4x1 record at the Macoupin County meet. So I specifically got one that said 4x100 record on it, and I just kind of put it away. It was beaten the next year, but
Yeah,
But you had it for a while.
right,
Yeah, a year.
right.
I don't have a lot of sentimental attachment to clothing, which is weird because I'm a girl.
It's because you buy new clothes every week.
You shut your face.
You're wearing a brand new shirt right now.
Sell 5.
Like I don't have anything from high school. I don't have anything
What?
from college.
Wow.
Nothing. Like all of my clothes are.
You don't have any like you don't have any piece of clothing that someone like gave you or something that you're like I can't get rid of that.
No.
Like a scarf, socks.
Socks. What? I gotta hold on to socks that long.
I don't think
I have
so.
a lot of socks, but I don't keep them that long. As soon as they have a hole, they go in the trash.
I
Yeah, but
have.
if they're like if they were especially knitted by grandma or something, you know.
I don't care. They're socks.
I have a shirt that I
Sorry,
stole
Grandma.
from my dad Like I was just over there and wanted a T-shirt.
Like last weekend? Or?
No, it was like years ago. Just like a T-shirt that says "Da Farm Family Furniture" on it. You guys have probably seen me wear it. But we call my parents' house Da Farm, and so anyway, my dad makes furniture. So then I found $5, but so I have that T-shirt. So I probably would never throw that one away because it's like
Very confused. What
I
happened?
stopped telling the story because it wasn't interesting.
It's just like middle of the story. We didn't get the end of it. So it's just like,
So that might be
And then I found
one
that.
I have, but that's pretty much it. Or I kind of collect the shirts that I design, but yeah.
You don't, have any,
Ooh.
you don't have any old like theater shirts or anything like that?
Nope.
First concert shirt. Yeah, I still have that thing. Billy Joel, 1992 at the arena. Yeah,
Is it my poll? I think.
I was 12.
Me tinks.
Rim.
Not to age myself.
wasn't even close to the rim.
You're right.
What animal would you want to be reincarnated as?
Cat. Any cat. They could just sleep
I do
all
not
day.
understand Carlinville's fascination with cats.
I don't think it's a Carlinville thing.
It's a world thing.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
they're taking over the world.
They're taking over Carlinville.
It's an
It's
Egypt
crazy.
thing. I don't know.
It's. I can't.
I would either want to be like a massive bald eagle,
A
bald
ego.
a bald ego.
Bald guys don't have much of an ego.
Well, it was nice. Everybody joined us this week.
And that's
A
the-
bald eagle or a Komodo dragon. Those two would be really awesome. Oh,
I
Hi,
think
that's
a
called-
grizzly bear.
Why?
Grizzly bear.
Yeah,
Because you get to
You like-
hibernate,
yeah, you get to
Yeah.
sleep that. Yeah.
yeah.
eat a whole
Like,
bunch of food,
all
and
of
then hibernate.
winter, the worst part of the year.
You like salmon?
I don't.
much?
But if I was a grizzly bear, I would.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
true.
Grizzly bears do.
I think I'd want to be a turtle.
Like a box
you can
turtle
move
or like a tortoise.
slowly.
Snapping.
Like a tortoise. Like I'm gonna live for like 1,000
okay.
years and just be slow and chill.
What are the
Nice.
turtles that are down in the Galapagos Islands or whatever? Are they called
Galapagos turtles?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. I just remember.
Let me text
They're
Mitch.
They're the oldest turtles
Mm-hmm.
on Earth.
I don't know if he's still there because it's been a while. But there's a snapping turtle out at Beaver Dam in the like swamp or the marsh area, and he's like got to be like pushing 70 years old, and he's just old and wrinkly, and he'll just lay on the like one of the logs in the middle of the marsh, just like sunbathing.
How is a turtle wrinkly? Like,
Well,
do you see much beyond the shell?
Yeah.
if it's sunbathing,
I don't know. I picture you, Adam, like out at the lake, sitting on the shore, talking to the turtle as it sunbathes on the log.
Oh, for
like on
sure.
New Girl, as what's his face is talking to the Chinese
Old
guy.
snapping
Nick
turtles
is
look like.
talking to.
Yeah, Nick is talking
what
to
is
the
his
old
name?
Japanese
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
Galapagos tortoise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I picture you being Nick in this scenario, and the turtle from Beaver Dam being.
Yeah, they're just
That's-
they're old and wrinkly.
Yeah. That's
So
who.
then, who would be carrying who in the water?
It's so awkward.
Nick from New Girl, that
I'm gonna
actor, by the
come-
way,
Come back as an old man.
that was Teresa's pick for me, like in the staff
yeah.
Oh.
movie
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that.
it's like
I don't like his character on the
Nice.
show though.
It was my turn.
Did everyone pick an animal? I think so.
I said cat.
yeah.
which it was met with, resistance.
Cameron
Right.
probably would have said the same thing.
Skunk,
though.
he would have
Skunk.
said.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah,
Because
so
I
he
want
can
to smell my own
himself.
butt.
Yeah.
Can I?
Every time I go by a skunk now, I'm like, oh, I need to call Cameron and let him know there's a dead skunk out here.
So he can.
Is it a
so he can
handwritten
make
one?
a trip.
It's misspelled.
Why does
You don't
it
have
matter?
to fix it. Nobody's
I
going to
have
see
to
it.
fix it.
You do not
Literally,
have
you're
to
the
fix
only one
it.
reading it. And then it's gonna
Nobody
get
at this
thrown.
table can spell anything.
I can.
I can.
I can't spell
There
anything.
you go.
ANYTHING.
Okay, from Jana Colsto. Favorite thing to do during quarantine?
Sleep.
The same thing I do all the time. Play music.
Try to take over the world.
Try to take over the world by playing music.
Pinky in the brain.
Pinky and the Brain.
My favorite thing to do during quarantine.
One is a genius, the other's in
I was playing a lot of video games,
Yeah.
but I was also
like that
working too. So it'd be like,
Are we counting like this current stage of life still as part of quarantine, or are we beyond?
Or
that?
like the stay-at-home order quarantine.
I don't know. I guess
All of it.
all of it, yeah.
I feel like we're beyond quarantine, but like this is what the new normal is, but it's still so
Yeah.
different than what normal was that
Right.
it feels like we're still.
My favorite thing about quarantine is walking the correct way down the Walmart aisles.
I will tell you, I have never felt more judged in my life
Right?
than when you go the wrong way. Like, it's fine if you're not in somebody else's way, but if you go the wrong way and like you have to like excuse yourself around somebody, they're like, "Look at this fool going the wrong way."
It just
Sometimes they even say it in that voice.
it annoys. The problem is it annoys me because I'm trying my hardest to like do that, and
Why?
because you're supposed to.
Those are the rules.
Like, COVID is directional.
Well, but it's
Like, it can
No.
only travel in a
no,
direction.
but it's saying that you're less likely to spread it if you're going all the same direction. My problem is the workers are the ones that go the opposite direction,
That's true.
and it makes me real mad.
My problem is the shoppers, like the workers who are doing people's online shopping, and they stop their cart right in the middle of the aisle to fill it up, and then they get like 9 things in the aisle, and you can't go around them, and it's not just like a shopping cart you can push out of the way, and so then you get mad and you turn around and you go the other way, and now you're going the wrong way, and, like,
Yeah.
and people are judging you. I hate it. Darn you, Walmart.
So the question was,
There was a
what's your
question?
favorite thing
That
to
was
do
his
during
favorite thing.
quarantine?
Their favorite thing to do is go to Walmart and get ticked off at everybody.
No, Adam likes going the right way, and I don't like being
Well,
judged.
I just
don't.
enjoy going to Walmart, and I can't enjoy Walmart anymore.
I dislike that Walmart closes at 8:30.
That
Yeah.
How
frustrates
is
me.
it that
Oh,
a
it's
store
8:30?
as large as Walmart
It's
is
8.
closing at 8:30, but Dollar General can stay open until 10?
No idea. It's probably just
get it.
corporate.
Larger store
cities.
to take care of, maybe, and clean.
That's
A
true.
billion more employees too, though.
Yeah.
What frustrated me was, so our Walmart used to be 24 hours, and then they started closing from like midnight to 6, but they're still stocking shelves
In the
while
middle of the
shoppers are there, and you're like, okay, what's the point of being closed from 12 to 6 if you're going to keep stocking shelves?
What is
It's like I assumed that all of the stocking would happen in the 6 hours you're closed. Maybe wouldn't
No.
that make the most sense?
No. There aren't people there to inconvenience. Why would they wait till then?
Exactly.
So my favorite thing to do during quarantine
Is to complain about things.
Is to buy
Get
plants.
on board.
was I like made my apartment a place I want to be. So like I like rearranged and threw things away that I didn't need and kind of became like a minimalist. I was just like, all right,
You're not a minimalist. You have 47 plants in the window.
I only have 18.
That's not being a minimalist.
Hey, plants give me
is good.
oxygen.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
still
all
not.
right. In
Still
stereo.
You don't. You don't need plants.
You don't
There are
need,
plenty of plants outside. Be a minimalist and go outside where there are plants.
I don't want to sit here anymore. I want to move.
You can stand if you
Shouldn't
like.
have used that word.
Anyway, so that was my favorite thing to do was to
Buy plants.
buy plants,
Clean up your apartment.
one, and then redecorate my apartment.
I've
Very
enjoyed
good.
doing house projects and tearing things up and then fixing them.
It's always a good thing to do.
Like, I enjoy the things that I intentionally tear up, not the things that just break and then you have to fix them.
Well, yeah, of course.
Like your ceiling.
Amen.
Like my
Or
ceiling or
your
the sewer.
sewer.
Yeah. Yeah. That stuff was all horrible.
Hey, I
that
did
was
get that.
identical to the last one.
It really
just
was.
as bad.
I did finally get that Sawzall from my dad.
The
Oh,
what?
yeah?
Yeah, and then I took the posts and cut them level
Oh,
to
yeah.
the
What's it
rest of the
called?
post. Sawzall.
That's
It's
what
not
it was
real.
called. That's a real
Because
thing.
it
Yeah.
saws all.
Mm.
That's
That's
exactly
literally why it's named that.
Sounds like something out of the Lord of the Rings. It sounds a bit dramatic. Like
Grab the sawzall.
Lord Zaza. What?
Because you can put a blade on it and it'll cut anything.
And you can put the blade going either direction. So
Yep.
if you can't get your hand in there, you put it going the other way.
You can even
go
get
backwards.
scrapers.
What?
You can get scrapers for your sawzall.
Huh?
So like if you're trying to like break up tile or something, you can
I've never done it with that.
Yeah.
I use like an air hammer for that, but that's because I have an
Air hammer.
So yeah, an air hammer.
It's a hammer that uses air.
It's kind of shaped like a gun, and it puts a chisel on the end, and you hook it to a compressor, and then it uses air.
It's kind of like a tiny jackhammer.
yeah,
What?
it's like a handheld jackhammer.
Show me.
We need
this
to
magic.
go
It's in my
over
garage.
names of tools with you. Apparently, jackhammer.
A pipe
What
wrench.
Why isn't it Bob Hammer? Anyway, so yes, playing music and playing online games with my brother-in-laws. That was my favorite.
I really thought I'd
favorite
play more
things to
video
do.
games during quarantine.
I played so much Call of Duty.
But
It
I
was
didn't.
ridiculous.
I don't own video games.
I need to just.
Oh, you minimalist.
Dang, Adam's even getting you.
I feel so judged.
Don't spit it on me.
It's another new question. Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm scared.
This was one that just came in. This was one that I was actually writing down earlier.
So he's had time to think about it.
So, do you put on
I'm not gonna drink.
sock, shoe, or sock, shoe
Oh.
from Kelly West?
Who puts
She's my
on
best
sock
friend.
shoe, sock
no,
shoe?
Teresa's.
Maniacs, apparently.
That's just insane. Why would you do that?
I do.
Lies.
No.
You're just making this up.
No.
Nobody
It makes more
does
sense.
that.
If you don't have your socks on already, but you have your socks and your shoes in front of you, you
No.
do
No.
sock, shoe.
No,
'Cause
you
then-
don't.
'cause then
What if
have
you
to-
get interrupted in the middle? Then you have a sock and a shoe on.
So
Like, no. You put
then
on
I
both.
can go somewhere really fast on one foot.
No. Nobody does that.
Yes, it makes the most
No.
sense. Why would you go
People
from
with
one to the
18
other than one to
plants
the
do
other?
that, okay?
Yeah, they do.
That's
We've got
ridiculous.
to come on in the comments. Somebody tell me: do you sock
Nobody-
shoe? Do you sock shoe?
Text me that picture. I'm putting it on my Facebook as well.
We gotta.
Nobody
figure this
does that.
out. Yes,
currently-
they do.
No. We're making a poll.
Wait, none of you do that. You do sock, shoe.
Yeah.
You're
Be-
weirdos.
Because I put my socks on and then I put my shoes on.
Right. Why
Yeah.
would you have
Okay,
one sock
if
and
my
one
shoes
shoe on?
were not in front of me, yes, I would do sock, shoe. But
If my shoes were right in front of me, I'd still do
I
socks,
Even if I
always-
shoes,
sat
shoes.
down on the bench by my front
Yeah.
door and had my socks in my hand, I would put on both socks.
but you're already messing with your right foot.
We
So
need
why
a-
don't you just
yeah.
put your shoe on too?
We need
Why
a
would I
poll.
then put down my left sock to pick up my right shoe
Well, you
when
put
I
your
already
whole
have my
socks
socks
down.
in my hand?
Why are you
This,
arguing with me?
is like debate club. I feel like this is nice.
It's less time consuming
Lies.
to just work on the right foot and then the left foot.
Okay, maybe if you struggle lifting your feet up off the ground, then it's less time consuming. What is even happening right now?
I know somebody who can't lift their feet off the ground.
Oh, and you're making fun of them and just laughing at those poor people?
And I'm just like the thing in my brain right now. Like, well, I've had to put her socks and shoes on before. Do you know what I did? Sock, shoe.
No, you did. No.
like-
I-
I'm
crumbled,
crying.
I crumbled it up.
I'm crying.
It's not a good picture. We'll make a poll.
Yep, a poll is going out today, and we will let you know the results.
Good job, Kelly.
That was ridiculous. I thought that was a fake question at first because I figured everybody does it the same way. But
I'm looking at Reddit. Somebody was like,
Yes.
sock shoe requires too much time traveling. And someone said, I tried sock shoe once and ended up being my own grandfather and almost destroying reality.
We should make a video.
I really figured it was like one of those questions where they ask, like, how old were you when you realized this? And you were like, that's not a real thing.
Okay.
And then you
Here-
find out it is.
Here's a good point. The only time I do sock shoe is when I'm somewhere that I can't put my socked foot down. So like if you don't want to,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a
the
good
floor
point.
is wet or something.
yeah,
Like camping, even, or
Yeah.
I would do that, but
that makes sense.
like
That's
98
extenuating
See, I'm right.
circumstances.
8% of the
Yeah.
time.
That's extenuating circumstances.
Okay, there's going to be a time in the next future where you guys are going to sock shoe, and you're going to be like, Bowles
Don't you
was
put
right.
that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Bowles was right. Bowles was
then someone
right.
just comes along and be like, "I'm just wear sandals." Boom.
Yeah, I don't wear socks.
I would still sock shoe, and sandals.
I think that was the closest all day.
I'm going for the screen anymore because you can't even see
even tell if we
yeah.
hit the lens. I
So-
feel like we're wasting a lot of time.
That one that I did flat though, that looked like the closest thing like on screen ever, just because I think it was like bigger, but it dropped when I did that. It dropped like a foot in front of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adam's getting the face
So-
on.
Alex.
I will fight
Socks
you.
and shoes at the same time because I optimize all of my tasks and footwear must be one process. It's why I brush my teeth in the shower. Put sock on
do
foot.
that.
Leg is already raised for me to clothe it, so I proceed to conclude that foot, then move to the next.
Thank you.
No.
It's
Their
called
argument, the basis of their argument is doing it at the
wisdom.
same time. That's I put my sock in my shoe and then I put my sock and shoe on simultaneously.
Flip flop, conformists.
Yes.
See,
But that makes sense. Your sock, your shoe, your foot is already up.
Yes,
So
and then
then
you
you
have to
put
put
your-
it down and pick up the shoe. You
No.
don't have a sock and a shoe in each hand. Use one hand to put on the sock and the other hand
John,
to put on the shoe.
What
It
I
doesn't
will win
work
this
that
argument.
way.
What about shoe, sock, sock?
That works too if it's snowing.
follow-up question: how do you think Mr. Rogers did this?
Sweater, sock, shoe.
Sweater.
He
Did he change his socks? Or he just
No.
changed
I
his
think he had
shoes?
socks
changed
on
his shoes,
already.
just
Which
Yeah.
means sock, shoe.
No, sock, shoe.
No. It
Sock,
means-
sock, shoe, shoe. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So he had his
He's
socks
not
on.
the end all.
No,
He
I mean,
really is though.
Mr. Rogers is.
He's the example that we should all
But-
follow.
But wait,
He's one of the four horsemen
There's
of
more.
goodness.
he did exchange while his foot was up there. He'd take off shoe, put on shoe,
Yep.
take off shoe, put on shoe.
So he did
But he
each
still
foot
didn't
at
remove
a
socks.
time.
Right. But I'm saying,
But efficiency, sock, shoe, shoe.
I feel like just that moment of the weird feeling of having a sock and shoe on one foot and no sock and shoe on the other foot
Yeah, I
is
know.
enough to eliminate that as ever a possibility for me.
Let's have a
Like
race.
that moment.
Let's have a race. You and I.
No.
One day.
We will leave this
It's
to the
not even a
fans.
fair race.
yes.
No,
We're gonna
well,
put
we're
a
gonna have a
poll.
race.
We're gonna put a poll on
Who
Facebook,
can put the shoes on faster?
and we will see what people say.
Okay, and then we're gonna have a race.
Who can put their shoe on faster?
Uh-huh.
I had to filter out my dad joke about ceiling fans.
Are you gonna call in a pinch
Instead of
hitter?
No, I'm gonna do it myself.
fans of the show?
Okay.
It's on. I'm scared.
I'm so disappointed in everything that you said today.
Good. That was my goal.
She doesn't like pizza.
Well, thank you guys for watching Snapchat.
The centipede from James and the Giant Peach.
John's gonna need to go cool off
The problem with doing this at 11 is everything makes me mad.
because you're hungry
And
and you eat early like a weird person.
I eat at 11.
It's because you don't eat
It's
breakfast.
lunchtime.
We're just naming
Yeah.
things that
Further
people
proof
like
that you
about
were
the
wrong.
show. I mean,
11 o'clock is not lunchtime.
Yes, it is. Another bowl. 11 o'clock is lunchtime.
If you're 92,
No, that's
If you're-
dinner at
If
4.
you're that worried about it, then
Which, by
start
the
making
way,
food and
if
bring
you want
it
to eat
every-
dinner at
Yeah.
4, go to Texas Roadhouse because you can get like a steak and potato for like $11.
don't tell
before
everybody.
5 o'clock
that's a secret.
Yeah.
Steak and potato.
for $11.
all the steak.
You know, potatoes. Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
Oh,
I don't even know what's happening right
Exactly, you don't because you've never watched Lord of the Rings.
bagels and socks.
Except when you write that out, it just says bagels and socks.
Which is still funny.
Bagel of bagels.
Bagel of bagels. And sock, shoe, sock, shoe.